Hi, I'm Terry Crews, and I am proud to present to you my collection called Iconographic that I did with Astek. It is basically some artwork that depicts 35 of the most iconic athletes, actors, performers, people who've inspired me to my core. My creativity began at a very young age. It was birthed out of restrictions and boredom. My mother was very, very religious. And I wasn't allowed to do a lot of things that I'm doing now. I wasn't allowed to dance, go to the movies. One of the things that I would do is sit in my room and sketch. I got this opportunity to do this wallpaper with Astek. And I remember pitching several different ideas. This one just took.
Initially, he brought influence based on an album that was really influential to him, Midnight Marauders by A Tribe Called Quest. And he was really inspired by the numerous faces that were involved in that album artwork. And from that, it spanned to wanting to really focus in on individuals and icons throughout history that had influenced Terry to become the person that he is today.
I remember listening to music and just holding the record cover. And I went, oh my God, the fun of looking and finding all these little beautiful Easter eggs. And I thought about wallpaper.
So he actually provided us a list of over 100 individuals that ranged and spanned from architects and athletes to visual artists. And from there, he selected 5 that he actually wanted to hand illustrate, and our in-house designers selected ones that resonated with them. And that's what became the full collection that you see here today.
I sketched 5 people that I felt were, the people I really wanted to represent. There was Aretha Franklin, Frank Lloyd Wright, Muhammad Ali, Walt Disney, and Lucille Ball. And then what we would do is bring in other amazing artists to work on the depictions of the other 30. And I loved it because it is a group effort.
So with so many different designers working on the project, understandably, it can get pretty chaotic. So we tried to create a controlled medium, which was the graphite element of the portraits.
Each part of the process was done by a different individual. So if the first individual did the portrait, a different individual was the one that worked on the Phase 2 graphic elements to really showcase that almost collage and collaborative effort to really bring that piece to life.
And then stylistically for the graphic elements, we wanted to make sure that that was cohesive as well. So those were kind of the controlled aspects. And then the rest, it was kind of like the charm of like everyone's different styles that added to the designs.
I actually went down to the Astek offices and I was blown away. When I looked at the techniques and what you could do now as opposed to what wallpaper meant before, you could actually feel it and the shimmer and shine and sparkle, and it was like night and day.
So serendipitously, we were coming out with a new technique in tandem with this collection, and it actually launched with Iconographic, and that is our new spot gloss technique that actually allows the creative to select certain areas of the design to create a varnish-like sheen over just those areas to really give them some pop. We pride ourselves on being on the forefront of technology and digital printing.
Seeing his reaction was really heartwarming and rewarding.
And that was also the time where he saw his portrait for the first time. So he did not provide his portrait on the list. It's something that we felt as a group that it was really important to include. While I was scrolling through each portrait, we came upon his, and I think that that was probably my favorite moment of this whole process. You really saw that emotion in him.
And now it's going to be in people's living spaces. People are going to wake up to it. People are going to walk into it. It's going to determine the mood of how people feel every day. I could not be happier with how this turned out. I just think it's beautiful, man. And Astek they were a dream to work with.